5:23 p.m. Pacific Time, October 17th, which is a Saturday. This is not when you expect Pokemon news, yet here we are getting one of the biggest updates about the Crown Tundra from Play Pokemon of all sources. We've discovered new info about Dynamax Adventures in the Crown Tundra. While you can only catch one of each legendary Pokemon found in Dynamax Adventures, you're guaranteed to catch them if you can defeat them. The Heartbreak. Learn more about the Crown Tundra. Alright, let's see if we get any more information, and it just brings us to the new features page for the expansion pass, and when you scroll down, it's the same exact information that we've already had. This doesn't go to like Pokemon.com talking about Dynamax Adventures or plugging new information about the Crown Tundra. Even if you scroll down to the Legendary section, there's no new information. There's no addition here that says you're only allowed to catch one of each legendary Pokemon in the Dynamax Adventures, and there's no update to the mechanics or anything else about that. So what's going on here? And this is just like the ultimate heartbreak. This is... I'm kind of speechless at this actually being the reality. Like, there was always the chance. This was always the likely possibility as well, and this is what people were speculating. It's like, oh cool, Dynamax Adventures, you get to catch legendary Pokemon. Wait, what happens if you get multiple of them? Well, it feels like you should be able to catch and keep them, especially if it's such a hard challenge. That if you go through, you RNG roll one of the like 40-something legendary Pokemon, and then you just appear, and then you get it, you should be able to keep that legendary because of all the work that went into it. And at this point in the game, because of Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, multiple save files even. What about that? Multiple save files on the Nintendo Switch, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, Pokemon Home. There's going to be transfer from Pokemon Go into Pokemon Home here pretty soon, even though it seems like it's going to cost money or something. Like, the value of Legends is pretty much non-existent. The value of shiny Pokemon, the amount of hacking in the game has made it to where, yeah, there's really not really any value inside of Pokemon whatsoever. So at least let us catch a second Latios if we find it. You know, at least let us be able to farm for these legendary Pokemon and have more immediate access to them than we've had in the games. Like, hey, if I can get multiple of these, that's pretty cool. But no, you're only allowed one. And it just feels so weird. It feels so disappointing. Like, I don't care if I'm guaranteed to catch it. I'd rather be able to catch multiple of them if I only have a small chance of catching them. Or maybe, like, you know, a modified chance off the base. If I do a 1 hour Dynamax raid or like Dynamax Adventures to go through all this and then finally make it to the Pokemon, and it only has like a 5 catch rate or something, and I failed 90% of the time, okay, that's not fair. But I mean, if there was at least just a small chance that it could fail, I'd rather have that over always being able to get it and then only getting it once. And what's this mean for raids? Like, what if you're doing raids with your friends and then you all have caught different legendary Pokemon because you've done other raids with other friends or solo raids and stuff? How does that work? Like, are you just not allowed to catch the legendary Pokemon all your friends are catching? That sounds kind of stupid. Here's a big one. Wonder how shinies will work then, if there are any. Man, I hope they can be shiny, but I don't have high hopes. Only one of each, and watch them be shiny locked. That really seems like it's going to be the case as well, so... For like, what's the point? Why shiny lock them? Now, there's something weird that needs to be addressed if we're talking about shiny locks as well, and that's this part from the GIF, because it looks like Rayquaza is shiny, and people are even saying that, like, yo, the Rayquaza was shiny, except the problem is, if we watch this GIF, it's directly from the trailer, and everyone saw the trailer, and we know that there's not going to be any, or not that we know there's not going to be shiny Pokemon, but they didn't show any shiny Pokemon in the trailer. So if we go over here, the Rayquaza is just a normal Rayquaza, or else everyone would have already freaked out about that. So it looks like it's just the GIF compression, you know, it's like the GIF isn't really going to have that wide of a color palette. It's already kind of dark to begin with. Like, if you just glance that, it's like, oh, that almost looks like a black shiny Rayquaza. It's actually just a dark green color, and then you take the reduced bit rate and colors that you can find like in the Twitter GIFs, and then... yeah, I guess there's like kind of some greenness there, so maybe it isn't shiny. And when you compare it to shiny Rayquaza's model in the game, it's really hard to describe because it feels weird saying dark black. But Rayquaza's model isn't a dark black, it's kind of like a muted black color, but it's not quite gray. And it almost feels like it has kind of like that same quality where it's more of a really deep green-ish kind of feel, but not quite being black. I don't know. It's hard to describe the Pokemon, but yeah, when you look at it, it's like, oh, that really looks shiny. But then when you go that, it's like, oh, that looks shiny, but it isn't, because that's just going to be Rayquaza. And if you go back and forth on these, it's just kind of like weird. So the Dynamax stuff, and then like the new, well, not even new color palette, but just the way that they're expressing Rayquaza's color is strange. It almost feels like an optical illusion, because the longer you look at this, like, I just looked at this, and it looks like dark color. And I looked at this, and it looked shiny, but now, the longer this stays on the screen, the more green it becomes. So now it's actually changing, for me at least, from a dark color to green, and now it just looks like normal Rayquaza again. Optical illusion or some weirdness. I was also hoping that maybe Dynamax Adventures fixed the shiny rates that we have inside of Pokemon Sword and Shield to a degree. So if you go into a max raid battle right now in Pokemon Sword and Shield and the Isle of Armor or something, or just a regular raid, like maybe only Dynamax Adventures would have better shiny odds. It's going to be full odds no matter what. 1 in 4,000, even if you have the shiny charm, even if you're pulling some other shenanigans. It's 1 in 4,000, which is really stupid, because raids are kind of special. They should have a higher chance of getting shiny Pokemon, like all the other special features for catching Pokemon that we've seen in the games. But no, we don't have that. So, what if Dynamax Adventures, it's like a 1 in 500 chance of getting a shiny Pokemon? That's pretty cool. And then that means, even though it's still going to take a while, even though you have to progress through multiple Dynamax Adventures to get to a legendary Pokemon, a 1 in 500 chance of getting a shiny Rayquaza sounds pretty good to me. But then it's like, oh, does that create too many shiny Pokemon? Does that create the ability to repeat them too much? And then if you have like 3 other people joining in on this and they're all catching the legendary Pokemon, well, now you just put 4 legendary shiny Pokemon into the ecosystem. Once again, because of the amount of hacking, I think that's okay. And I do think that there should be some kind of other shiny hunting inside the games, because the wild encounter method doesn't really work. Raids should be an alternative way of getting shinies, and it's only Masuda method, so shiny hunting is the worst in Pokemon Sword and Shield than any other Pokemon game, and you can't even see Pokemon shiny in the wild, even though that was set by Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. It's kind of an abysmal game for shinies, even though shinies have been completely devalued because of hacking, but it also means that if you see shiny Pokemon, they're more likely to be hacked, because the cheating is so much more prevalent compared to the very poor ways you can do it inside the games. So that's a thing, and I'm wondering like how this is gonna play out. Like, you have to do all this work, you have to do all these things just to be able to catch legendary Pokemon once. I mean, I guess that's fine. Like, if you go through the full rotation, you can still catch a lot of legendary Pokemon that way. There are going to be version exclusives, but it's like that for every Pokemon game. And you're going to have to do a lot of Dynamax Adventures for it to like actually come up. There's going to be the chance of getting 2 legendary Pokemon. But what if you get really good at them? What if you just don't want to do anything else but Dynamax Adventures with the Crown Tundra because it's one of the only features being added in? Like, we have Dynamax Adventures, that's getting a lot of praise. We have Galarian Star Tournament, we got new useful item, the ability patch, and then that's kind of it. There's probably going to be some more features, there's probably going to be some more things, but one of the major advertisements that's gotten like 3 features in trailers now are the Dynamax Adventures. And then, like, there's kind of no point to it. Like, you get to catch and keep these Pokemon and use them on your team, so it's like some like, it's just quicker raids that sometimes spit out a legendary Pokemon, I guess, but there's no shiny hunting behind it. There's nothing else to it besides getting a legendary Pokemon that you already have from Pokemon Home if you played Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And I think the weird thing is, like, the Play Pokemon account tweeting this as well. I guess they're doing that because the GS Cup format's going to be coming up. We're also in the middle of the Battle of Legends online tournament. So, like, oh yeah, this is actually going to impact competitive Pokemon in Pokemon Sword and Shield for the next season. And you only get one of each legendary Pokemon while everyone else is around hacking, and you have to put a lot of work into getting these legends and something. I don't know. I still hope that Dynamax Adventures is going to be cool. I hope the rewards are banger, but I don't know what the game interactions are when you don't have shiny legendary Pokemon and you join a raid with other friends and they can't catch the legendaries, or you can't catch the legendaries they're catching, or something like that. I don't care about the guaranteed catch. Do I get bonus rewards if I go up against a Moltres? For the second time or something? Like, that'd be alright, I guess. But I mean, it's so weird. You know, this just for friends or random people, but can they be shiny? Will they have their own battle theme? Are they shiny locked? People have... I don't know. I want to know what you guys think, though. Like, is this what you're expecting, so you're not upset? We're actually thinking, like, oh, it's going to be really cool if this feature kind of gives us a limitless source of legendary Pokemon because the raids are so crazy, and it seems like it's going to be a challenge because they make it to where you can't bring your own Pokemon. So that's going to be the balance in some kind of way. Or are you actually, like, super upset now, and this is going to impact how you feel about the Crown Tundra? It's disappointing for me, because I would have liked that option. You know, I think it would have actually been some extra gameplay, some extra longevity. If you're actually sitting there grinding Dynamax Adventures for hundreds of hours because you just really want to catch a million legendary Pokemon, I don't see any way that Game Freak should limit that, but they did. So this is very disappointing, very surprised, very weird news overall. And I guess it kind of makes the slightest amount of sense, because now that you have the ability patch, now that you have Mints, now that you have hyper training and all of this other stuff, no matter what legendary Pokemon you catch, you can make it competitive, but you should still be able to have multiples, and then you can trade for people's other multiples or other Pokemon or shinies or something, and then the game feels a bit healthier for the amount of Pokemon you can get through natural ways. But this is just kind of broken. So weird, so disappointing. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.